Alright, bombshell incoming. The original Donkey Kong arcade game is not canon, at least not in the way you might expect. We all know that game was the first appearance of Mario, Donkey Kong and Pauline, and that is indeed true. These characters we see here are them. In our real life, Mario is Jumpman, Pauline is the lady, and Donkey Kong the Third is the titular Donkey Kong in this. However, if we're looking at the actual canon for the mainline Super Mario universe, that is absolutely not the case. Mario, Pauline and Donkey Kong were never in this scenario. It's a very well-known piece of lore that Cranky Kong claims to be the original arcade DK. He was the one to climb those gutters, kidnap the lady and throw barrels at the Jumpman. Well, a lot of Mario fans hate to hear this, and trust me, I know, I've seen the Super Mario Reddit, but for me it's undeniable at this point. Mario is not Jumpman. I'll say it again, in our real life, he is. The one in the arcade game, that's Mario. However, in the mainline canon of the Mario universe, the events of the original Donkey Kong arcade game happened, but with an entirely different set of characters. It was Cranky Kong, the lady, and Jumpman. The lady, we don't know who that is, but Donkey Kong Bonanza makes it very clear that she's a completely separate character from Pauline. It's sort of kind of implied that it's her grandmother, but also not really, and it's all speculation. But what's absolutely fact is that it wasn't Pauline. Remember way back in Odyssey when Pauline makes a mention of being kidnapped by an ape? She was actually referring to Voidco. Notice how she never even mentions Mario being involved in that situation? That's because Mario wasn't even there. Okay, so Mario Odyssey. Tons of DK references, right? Well, none of those references are ever actual direct mention of Mario being involved in the Donkey Kong arcade event. There are nods to it, like people will say Jumpman as a sort of inside joke for us, the player, but no one ever directly calls Mario Jumpman to his face. The whole story of an ape kidnapping a lady is actually like this story that is integral to the history of the entire city, and it's even implied that it wasn't even a kidnapping and it could have actually just been a play or something given all the posters around. Posters that existed way back when Pauline was a kid, that depicted a very adult lady. Like even the whole festival sequence in Odyssey where Pauline sings is described as a festival to celebrate the city's history, and Mario is not ever mentioned to have been involved in it. People cheer for him, sure, but that's because Pauline dedicated the festival to him after he saved the city, not because he's the Jumpman who was present in the story. So again, the Donkey Kong event did happen in-universe as an important part of New Donkey City history, but with a separate set of characters. Mario and DK are the same age. We see them as babies in Yoshi's Island DS. Cranky Kong was the original DK in the arcade event. Fast forward to now and Cranky is an old ape, DK's grandpa. If that's the case, then by the time Mario was even born, Cranky would have already been an elder gorilla. There's no way Mario could have fought him in his prime. He wasn't even born yet. Okay, so if Mario isn't Jumpman, then who is it? Maybe Stanley? What, you don't know Stanley? Famous Mario character Stanley the Bugman, main character of Donkey Kong 3. Yeah, he's just a random dude who, for some reason, just so happens to be the main character in the third game of the Donkey Kong franchise. He even has a trophy in Smash Bros. Melee. Look at that. His outfit even sort of looks like the classic suit in Odyssey, having more of an orange color rather than red, which is suspicious. If it's supposed to be Mario's original outfit, then why change the color? Mario was never orange, he was definitely always red. Or maybe the lady didn't even need saving at all, maybe she just saved herself, who knows? And then we got the Mario movie, which just made things kinda weirder. There's that one character who was voiced by Charles Martinet, his name is Giuseppe, who looks extremely similar to the Jumpman. Sounds like Mario, obviously, and is even played the original Donkey Kong arcade game, although this time it's called Jumpman. That to me feels like Nintendo basically going, yeah, there's Jumpman, right there. He's not Mario. I mean, they're literally two separate people right there, standing in the same room side by side. And I know that's the movie canon, but I do think it adds up as the evidence for this case as a whole. So here's where that leaves us. The Donkey Kong incident happened long before the events of the mainline Mario timeline in New Donk City, and today it sort of is looked back upon as this kind of legend, as a history, you know? And whoever saved the lady back then wasn't Mario. Maybe it was Stanley, maybe it was some random electrician from this obscure Donkey Kong comic, maybe it was Mario's grandfather or something, one of them. Or maybe Nintendo just likes watching me lose my mind.